Is your wake-up call. The British government is pushing forward with plans for a national digital ID system. They've called it the Brit Card. And if that name doesn't send a chill down your spine, you have not been paying attention. It isn't just about proving who you are online. That all sounds rather lovely. This is about building a centralised, state-controlled digital identity system that could be used, will be used, to link your finances, your medical history, your travel movements, your social media activity, even your social activity in real life, and more. It's quite frankly a digital dog tag, and once it's clipped around your neck, you will not be able to take it off. So let's start with the basics. What is this Brit Card? According to leaked briefings and government statements, and frankly, any of us who've been paying attention knew this was coming, the Brit Card is going to act as a unified digital identification that every British citizen can use to access public services, to prove their identity, and eventually, though they won't say this part out loud, link with your banking, your health, and your travel movements. Let's also not forget that we are already seeing the slow creep of programmable money. The Bank of England is working on a digital pound and has been for a few years. And there are active conversations now about linking spending capabilities to your digital identity. That means if your ID is flagged, limited, or suspended, I don't know, because maybe you said some hurty words on social media, that will mean you can't access your own money. Just let that sink in. The government already has a proven track record of making life extremely difficult for people who don't toe their very narrow line. From freezing protesters' bank accounts to threatening censorship online, the precedent is clear. Give power-hungry bureaucrats without sufficient conscience or imagination a system like Brit Card, and you're handing these idiots the keys to your digital life. And just wait until it's tied to your carbon tracking or your health data. You didn't recycle this week? Points will be deducted. Bought too much red meat or petrol? Access denied. Did you say something misleading? Perhaps some misinformation, the kind of stuff that you and I would know to be true on social media? Your account will be flagged. If you think that is far-fetched, then you haven't been reading the same websites as me. You just have to go and have a cursory glance to the World Economic Forum website, and it's all there in black and white as an ambition. It's such an important conversation. It's literally the most important conversation that we should be having at this time. Because once the Brit Card becomes part of daily life, resistance will be painted as extremist. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? So speak up now while we still can. And finally, this is about power. The Brit Card isn't about technology. It's not about convenience. It's not even about illegal immigration, regardless of what they tell you. It is about power. Who has it? Who controls it, and who loses it. If we let our MPs, cheered on by tech companies, push this through without a fight, it won't be long before asking the wrong question, spending money on the wrong things, or holding the wrong opinion will put you on the wrong side of the system, and there will be millions of people who will be happy to cheer this through. It's not even about left or right. It makes that old-fashioned political paradigm utterly irrelevant. It is about being free or being trapped. And if we don't draw the line here at Brit Card, it may be the last line that we ever freely get to draw. I won't be living with you in a digital cage. I will do everything to remain outside of that system.
Shalom. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach one, rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth of risk of the one lies throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Akwath listening and learning in sincerity, and in truth and in silence, Shalom. This is your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. Right, we'll get right into it. You know, all roads lead to the MOTB. Right, and what we're seeing is just the beginning stages of what a segue will be into the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. Right, these elites have an agenda. Right, the NWO, New World Order, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, the grain of rice, the micro C-hip. But ultimately, it's the Lord's agenda. The Lord's putting the spirit on these Edomites to move, beginning with their elites. Right? Brit Card. Right? All roads lead to the MOTB. Beginning with the elder apostles on down, they've been saying from the get-go, all things will be tied into this the MOTB, your driver's license, your social insurance number, your home ownership, your rent, how much fuel you used, your carbon footprint, your digital footprint, your social media footprint. It's all going to be tied in, right? Right. This the digital IDs is the segue into the MOTB, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. All right, let's get a scripture. All right, and people gonna fold. A lot of people are gonna applaud it. The lady said there at the end, a lot of people will applaud it, just like the serpent piss a few years back. Right? That was a social experiment. Right? Isaiah 30:1, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh." Right? 2/3 of our people are rebellious. They're idol worshipers. They're outside the temple. That take counsel, but not of me. Right? Their counsel is in everything but Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. They worship Shiva Jatis. They worship Buddha. They worship self. Right? They idolize athletes. They idolize themselves. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Right? They're not they don't seek Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. 2/3 of our people. Only the elect seek Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, right? House of bondage, Mizraim, right? Spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, America the Great, right? 2/3 of our people, alongside these heathen nations, they trust in Babylon the Great, America the Great. They trust the system, man. We saw it during the social experiment, 2020, the serpent piss. Families were separate. Families were at odds with one another over the serpent piss. Majority of the people trusted the science. And have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Let me read that again. Isaiah 30:2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, right? They don't seek Yahweh, B'Shem El Shai, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, right? They trust in Daddy Esau, Daddy government, benefits, snaps, Esau's work system, Esau's economy, Esau's banking system. They trust in it, man. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt, right? The system of America the Great, Babylon the Great, birth from Rome, right? Rome 2.0, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, right? 2/3 of our people trust in this system, man. So when these things roll out, right? These digital IDs roll. Look what happened in Vietnam. They shut down thousands of bank accounts. I can't remember the exact number, right? Look at Australia. They're pushing a digital card, right? This UK Prime Minister, he's now on the record saying, yeah, we want this out by 2026. Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, right? Your trust in this system will be your shame. Ultimately, thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. Those that trust in the MOTB, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, right? Right, look at the fallout with the serpent piss. Many people have been casualties to the serpent piss, right? That's their shame. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion, right? The trust in the shadow of Egypt, trusting in this Babylonian, America the Great, Babylon the Great system, man. People are going to trust in the MOTB. People are going to trust in these digital IDs that are going to be rolling out over the course of the next couple years. These digital IDs that are rolling out, which will be the segue, the infrastructure into the MOTB. Right? Everything tied in. Your digital footprint. When I get a scripture, Revelation 14. Revelation 16, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying, let me get this in Revelation 16. We us in this truth, with the eye salve, we see this moving, man. Right? The devil's making moves. Revelation 16:1. It reads, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai upon the earth. Here's the point. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Right, a noisome and grievous sore on those that receive the MARK, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, the C hip, right? Those that trust in this system, right? Worshipped his image being system, right? Rome 2.0, trusting in the beast. Oh yeah, this is gonna yeah, it's great. It's gonna prevent fraud, right? And then hackers gonna figure out how to fraud that, and then what? Oh, we have a better way. Put it in your bodies. Because of all the fraud that's taking place with these Brit cards, put it in your bodies, right? And people are gonna embrace it, right? But it says here, a noisome and grievous sore. Let's look at this word, noisome and grievous. Noisome, Strong's G2556. In the Greek, kakos. Of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful, right? In the Strong's, apparently a primary word, worthless, intrinsically such, whereas Strong G4190 properly refers to effects, i.e. subjectively, depraved or objectively injurious, bad, evil, harm, ill, noisome, wicked, right? Injurious, right? Grievous. Strong G4190, poneros. In the Greek, poneros, full of labors, annoyances, hardships, pressed and harassed by labors, bringing toils, annoyances, perils of a time full of peril. It says here, to Christian faith, right? We know the Christians, the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch, right? Israelites. And steadfastness, causing pain and trouble, bad, of a bad nature or condition, in a physical sense, diseased or blind, right? It's going to be a pussy, diseased, sore. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad, right? Noisome and grievous, sore. Strong's G1668. Helkos, sore. Helkos in the Greek. A wound producing a discharge. Pus, a sore, an ulcer, right? So we know, according to scripture, those that line up, that trust in the beast, those that line up for the MOTB, right? They're going to have a cancerous pus sore develop from receiving that the MARK, right? Thus saith the scriptures, right? Let's close. Revelation 3. Right, we trust in Yahweh by Shem Shai. Revelation 3 and 10. NLT, because you have, and it's red letter, Yahweh Shai said this. Because you have obeyed my command to persevere, right, the elect. Only the elect. I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world, right? Those that trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. Those that are going to say, yeah, this is great. This is great for humanity. These people, these bug outs out here. This is great for, it's a science achievement, right? Those who belong to this world. Those people ain't gonna want to lose. They're not gonna want to lose their status in the world, man. They're not gonna want to lose their 401ks, their wealth that they've accumulated, their physical possessions. They belong to this world, man. Right? The elect, our riches, Lord willing, we're of that number, are in the our riches is spiritual wealth, deliverance, salvation, the kingdom. Revelation 3 and 10 KJV. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? You persevered, you suffered, right? To suffer in this truth. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, right? The whole world gonna be presented with this thing, man. The Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, right? But these Brit cards and digital IDs, these are just an intro. These are just a segue, right? Later on down the road, they'll pivot into the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. The grain of rice, the charagma. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? All hell going to listen, a time like no other is coming to this earth, man. Jacob's trouble. Everything as we know it right now is going to be collapsed to usher in the new world order. The Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. All roads lead to the MOTB. Right, one more scripture. Revelation. Revelation. Salakia. Revelation 14 and 9. Revelation 14 and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, right? America the Great, Babylon the Great, because she had made all nations, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, right? The wine being America the Great, Babylon the Great's philosophy, right? The whole world is poisoned with the philosophy being the wine of America. Verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, right? The beast, NATO, the EU, America the Great, and his image, right? His system, birth from Rome 2.0, right? And receive his mark, right? The charagma, right? Physical mark, which will be inserted into the skin, right? In his forehead or in his hand, right? Forehead, hand. We see Neuralink. We see Neuralink being pushed, right? CHIPs being pushed. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, right? Indignation being righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, right? The missiles, right? The missiles are going to destroy thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to destroy America the Great, Babylon the Great, right? Those that take the MARK, this mark, those that receive it, they're going to perish in missile fire, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? The angels and Yahweh Shai. In their presence, Yahweh Shai is returning with the hosts of heaven to redeem his elect and to destroy America the Great, Babylon the Great. Thus saith the scripture. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone and teacher on Ruwell. Shalom to the hopeful elect.